THE SOOTHSAYING OF THE Vala. Hearing, I ask all holy kindreds, High and low born sons of Heimdal, Thou too, Odin, who bidst me utter The oldest tidings of men that I mind. THE WORLD'S BEGINNING. I remember of yore were born the Jotuns, They who aforetime fostered me. 9 worlds I remember, 9 in the tree, The glorious Fate tree that springs 'neath the earth. 'Twas the earliest of times when Ymir lived; Then was sand nor sea nor cooling wave, Nor was earth found ever, nor heaven on high; There was yawning of deeps, and nowhere grass. Ere the sons of the gods had uplifted The world plain, and fashioned Midgarth, The glorious earth, sun shone from the south On the world's bare stones, then was earth o'ergrown With herb of green. Sun, Moon's companion, out of the south, Her right hand flung round the rim of heaven, Sun knew not yet where she had her hall, Nor knew the stars where they had their place, Nor ever the moon what might he owned. Ordering of times and seasons. Then went all the powers to their thrones of doom, The most holy gods, and o'er this took counsel. To night and the new moons names they gave; They named the morning, and named the midday, Afternoon, evening, to count the years, The golden age, till the coming of Fate. Gathered the gods on the fields of labour; They set on high their courts and temples, They founded forges, wrought rich treasures, Tongs they hammered, and fashioned tools. They played at tables in court, were joyous, Little they wanted for wealth of gold. Till there came forth 3 of the giant race, All fearful maidens from Jotunheim. Creation of the dwarfs. Then went all the powers to their thrones of doom, The most holy gods, and o'er this took counsel. Whom should they make the lord of dwarfs Out of Ymir's blood and his swarthy limbs? Mead drinker then was made the highest, but Durin second of all the dwarfs. And out of the earth these twain shaped beings In form like man, as Durin bade: New moon, waning moon, all thief, Dalier, north and south and east and west, Corpse like, death like, nipping, dying, Bifur, Bafur, Bombur, Nori, An and Onar, Ai Mead Wolf, Vig and Wand Elf, Wind Elf Thrain, Thek and Thorin, Thror, Vit and Lit, Nir and Regin, New Counsel, Wise Counsel, now have I numbered the dwarfs aright. Fili, Kili, Fundin, Nali, Heptifili, Hanar, Sviur, Frar, Hornbori, Freyg and Loni, Arvang, Jari, Oakenshield. 'Tis time to number in Dalier's song mead All the dwarf kind of Lofar's race, Who from earth's threshold the plains of moisture Sought below the sandy realms. There were Draupnir and Dogthrasir, Har and Haugspori, Hlevang, Gloin, Dori, Ori, Dauf, Andvari, Skirfir, Virfir, Skafid, Ai, Elf and Yngvi, Oakenshield, Fjalar and Frost, Finn and Ginar. Thus shall be told throughout all time The line who were born of Lofar's race. Creation of men. Then came 3 gods of the ^sir kindred, Mighty and blessed towards their home. They found on the sea shore, wanting power, With fate unwoven, an ash and elm. Spirit they had not, and mind they owned not, Blood nor voice nor fair appearance. Spirit gave Odin, and mind gave Honir, Blood gave Lodor, and aspect fair. The Tree of Life and Fate. An ash I know standing, 'tis called Yggdrasil, A high tree sprinkled with shining drops. Come dews therefrom, which fall in the dales. It stands ever green o'er the Well of Weird. There are the maidens all things knowing, 3 in the hall which stands 'neath the tree. One is named Weird, the second Being, who grave on tablets, but Shall the third. They lay down laws, they choose out life, they speak the doom of the sons of men. The War of the Gods. I remember the first great war in the world, when Golden Draught they pierced with spears, and burned in the hall of Odin the High One. Thrice they burned her, the 3 times born, oft not seldom, yet still she lives. Men called her Witch when she came to their dwellings, flattering seeress, wands she enchanted, spells many wove she, light hearted wove them, and of evil women was ever the joy. Then went all the powers to their thrones of doom, the most holy gods, and o'er this took counsel, whether the ^sir should pay a were gild, and all powers together make peaceful offering. But Odin hurled and shot mid the host, and still raged the first great war in the world. Broken then were the bulwarks of Asgard; the Wanes war weary trampled the field. War with the Jotuns. Then went all the powers to their thrones of doom, the most holy gods, and o'er this took counsel. Who all the air had mingled with poison, and Freyja had yielded to the race of Jotuns. Alone fought the Thunderer with raging heart; seldom he rests when he hears such tidings. Oaths were broken, words and swearing, all solemn treaties made betwixt them. The secret pledges of the gods. I know where Heimdall's hearing is hidden, under the heaven wont holy tree, which I see ever showered with falling streams from All father's pledge. Would ye know further, and what? I sat lone enchanting when came the Dread One, the ancient god, and gazed in my eyes. What dost thou ask of me? Why dost thou prove me? All know I, Odin, yea, where thou hast hidden thine eye in the wondrous well of Mimir, who each morn from the pledge of Allfather drinks the mead. Would ye know further, and what? Then Odin bestowed on me rings and trinkets for magic spells and the wisdom of wands. I saw far and wide into every world. From far I saw the Valkyries coming, ready to ride to the hero host. Fate held a shield, and lofty followed war and battle, bond and spear point. Numbered now are the War father's maidens, Valkyries ready to ride over earth. I saw for Baldr, the bleeding god, the child of Odin, his doom concealed. High o'er the fields there stood upgrown, most slender and fair, the mistletoe. And there came from that plant, though slender it seemed, the fell woe shaft which Hod did shoot. But Baldr's brother was born ere long, that son of Odin fought one night old. For never hand he bathed nor head, ere he laid on the bale fire Baldr's foe. But Frigg long wept o'er the woe of Valhalla in fens moist halls. Would ye know further, and what? Vision into Hel in Jotunheim. I saw lying bound in Cauldron Grove one like the form of guile loving Loki, and there sat Sigyn, yet o'er her husband rejoicing little. Would ye know further, and what? From the eastward a flood, the stream of fear, bore swords and daggers through poisoned dales. To the northward stood on the moonless plains the golden hall of the Sparklers' race. And a second stood in the uncooled realm, a feast hall of Jotuns, Fire 'tis called. And far from the sun I saw a third, on the strand of corpses, with doors set northward. Down through the roof dripped poisoned drops, for that hall was woven with serpents' backs. I saw there wading the whelming streams, wolf like murderers, men forsworn, and those who another's love whisperer had wiled. The dragon Fierce stinger fed on corpses, a wolf tore men. Would ye know further, and what? Far east in Ironwood sat an old giantess. Fenrir's offspring she fostered there. From among them all doth one come forth, in guise of a troll, to snatch the sun. He is gorged as on lives of dying men. He reddens the place of the powers like blood. Swart grows the sunshine of summer after, all baleful the storms. Would ye know further, and what? Signs of Doom. Sits on a mound and strikes his harp, the gleeful swordsman, warder of giant wives. O'er him crows in the roosting tree the fair red cock, who Fjalar is called. Crows o'er the gods the golden combed. He wakes the heroes in War father's dwellings, and crows yet another beneath the earth, a dark red cock in the halls of Hel. Loud bays Garm before gaping Hel, the bond shall be broken, the wolf run free. Hidden things I know, still onward I see. The great doom of the powers, the gods of war. Brothers shall fight, and be as murderers; sisters' children shall stain their kinship. 'Tis ill with the world, comes fearful whoredom. A sword age, axe age, shields are cloven, a wind age, wolf age, ere the world sinks. Never shall man then spare another. Mim's sons arise, the fate tree kindles at the roaring sound of Gjallarhorn. Loud blows Heimdall, the horn is aloft, and Odin speaks with Mimir's head. Groans the ancient tree, Fenrir is freed, shivers yet standing Yggdrasill's ash. How do the gods fare, how do the elves fare? All Jotunheim rumbles, the gods are in council. Before the stone doors the dwarfs are groaning. A rock wall finding, would ye know further? And what? Loud bays Garm before gaping Hel. The bond shall be broken, the wolf run free. Hidden things I know, still onward I see The great doom of the powers, the gods of war. Gathering of the Destroyers. Drives Hrym from the east, holding shield on high. The World Serpent writhes in Jotun rage, he lashes the waves, screams a pale beaked eagle, rending corpses, the death boat is launched. Sails the bark from the north, the hosts of Hel o'er the sea are coming, and Loki steering, brother of Beliast, he fares on the way with Fenrir and all the monster kinsmen. Rides Surt from the south, Fire, bane of branches, son of the war gods, gleams from his sword. The rock hills crash, the troll wives totter, men flock hellward, and heaven is cleft. The last battles of the gods. Soon comes to pass Frigg's second woe, when Odin fares to fight with the wolf. Then must he fall, her lord beloved, and Beli's bright slayer must bow before Surt. Comes forth the stalwart son of the War father, Vidar, to strive with the deadly beast. Lets he the sword from his right hand leap into Fenrir's heart, and avenged is the father. Comes forth the glorious offspring of Earth, Thor, to strive with the glistening serpent. Strikes in his wrath the warder of Midgard, while mortals all their homes forsake. 9 feet recoils he, the son of Odin, bowed from the dragon, who fears not shame. The end of the world. The sun is darkened, earth sinks in the sea. From heaven turn the bright stars away. Rages smoke with fire the life feeder, high flame plays against heaven itself. Loud bays Garm before gaping Hel, the bond shall be broken, the wolf run free. Hidden things I know, still onward I see the great doom of the powers, the gods of war. The New World. I see uprising a second time Earth from the ocean, green anew. The waters fall, on high the eagle Flies o'er the fell and catches fish. The gods are gathered on the fields of labour. They speak concerning the great World Serpent, and remember there things of former fame, and the mightiest gods' old mysteries. Then shall be found the wondrous seeming golden tables hid in the grass, those they had used in days of yore. And there, unsown, shall the fields bring forth; all harm shall be healed. Baldr will come; Hod and Baldr shall dwell in Valhall, at peace, the war gods. Would ye know further? And what? Then Honir shall cast the twigs of divining, and the sons shall dwell, of Odin's brothers, in Wind home wide. Would ye know further? And what? I see yet a hall more fair than the sun, roofed with gold, in the fire sheltered realm. Ever shall dwell there all holy beings, blessed with joy through the days of time. Coming of the new power, passing of the old. Comes from on high to the great assembly the mighty ruler who orders all. Fares from beneath a dim dragon flying, a glistening snake from the moonless fells. Fierce Stinger bears the dead on his pinions, away o'er the plains. I sink now and cease. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org.